Just jump on a bus and head down to Florida where you belong, okay? Get out of town. Get out of town.
I need people who are high net worth to support the generous social programs that we want to have in our state. Right? Now, there are some patriotic millionaires who stepped up. Okay, cut me the checks. I mean, just if you want to be.
All right, thanks, Adam.
Yep.
So the DOJ is warning New York Attorney General Letitia James after she demanded NYU Langone defy the White House and resume transgender treatment for minors. The DOJ writing, quote, "We will now sit idly by while you attempt to use your office to force harmful."
Good afternoon, beautiful people. Letitia James just got a warning shot from the Department of Justice, and at the same exact time, the wealthy are literally packing up and fleeing blue states. We're talking about millionaires, the business owners, taxpayers, just walking away. And now Kathy Hochul is singing a different tune. So the question is, what happens when the people funding your policies leave? Let's talk about it. Welcome to Nellie Miranda.
Companies fleeing blue states for red ones in search of better business climates, including low taxes, and politicians, that actually support capitalism.
As always, please make sure you like, share, and subscribe to support the channel. Okay, so the wealthy people and business owners are fleeing blue states. Blue states in general aggressively push policies like higher taxes, wealth redistribution, and increased regulation. And now they are shocked when people say, yeah, I'm out of here.
Yamaha Motor Corp relocating its headquarters from California to Georgia, ExxonMobil moving its corporate registration from New Jersey to Texas, and Starbucks reportedly plotting a huge office move to Nashville. Fox Business contributor Lou Bassanese joins me now. Lou, when are these far left governors going to realize that they are at a tipping point where businesses, they're not coming back so long as these far left governors and far left assemblies continue with their socialist policies?
I mean, you want the truth? I don't think they're ever going to realize it's too late. I mean, it just is. I mean, look at Kathy Hochul, right? She comes out and she's begging New York residents, go down to Palm Beach and get a bus and bring them, drag them back, not change the tax policy. I mean, people are moving first. Companies are just following the U-Hauls. We've seen a mass exodus from all these blue states, California, Massachusetts, New Jersey, Illinois, New York. The U-Hauls are leaving. The businesses now, think about it, these are two companies, 50 years in California, 188 years in New Jersey. It's not suddenly go woke, go broke. It's a very insidious hollowing out that you can't reverse by just going on media and making an appeal. Please come back. Please come back to New York.
And the part that they choose not to say out loud is that the system depends on those people staying. Because whether they like it or not, a small percentage of high earners fund a huge portion of state revenue. If you build a system that punishes success, why are you surprised when successful people leave? Like, this is basic cause and effect. It's a basic thought process. I'm successful. They want to tax me into non-existent. I'd like to survive. So survival of the fittest and common sense will tell you to move. But while we are talking about common sense and keeping as much of our own money, I want to tell you about Chapter. A lot of families end up helping their parents figure out Medicare, and it can honestly get confusing very quickly. There's different plans, different coverage, different costs. And most people assume once you pick a plan, that's the end of it. But the reality is millions of seniors are actually on the wrong Medicare plan and don't even know it, simply because they never go back and review their options. And that is why I partnered with Chapter, because Chapter connects you with licensed Medicare advisors who compare every plan available nationwide, not just one insurance company. Their job is to help you understand your options based on your doctor's prescriptions and budget. The call is free and it takes less than 20 minutes, and you are talking to a real person with no pressure to sign up. On average, people who review their plans with Chapter save about $1,100 per year, which can really add up over time. So if you are 65 and up and on Medicare, or you're helping a parent navigate it, it might be worth taking a few minutes just to see what your options are. For complete Medicare guidance, you can dial 646-817-8160 to speak with a trusted advisor. That is 646-817-8160. 8160, or go to askchapter.org/Nellie. Okay, so as we were saying, Kathy Hochul is now begging for the rich to return and give out more of their hard-earned money. Watch.
Just jump on a bus and head down to Florida where you belong, okay? Get out of town. Get out of town.
I need people who are high net worth to support the generous social programs that we want to have in our state. Right? Now, there are some patriotic millionaires who stepped up. Okay, cut me the checks. I mean, just if you want to be supportive, but maybe the first step should be go down to Palm Beach and see who you can bring back home, because our tax base has been eroded.
To be clear, that first clip was her telling New York Republicans to go to West Palm Beach.
Yeah.
The second clip was telling them to come back. There is so much insane with that juxtaposition. But for me, Lou, I think the biggest thing, the worst part is saying patriotism, you know, things that you and I think are go America, hand over heart, red, white, and blue. She thinks patriotism is moving back to New York and giving her your hard-earned money so that she can fritter it away. Your thoughts?
I think you said it right. Give her your hard-earned money, not give it back. That's usually what they say, as if you didn't earn it and you don't deserve it. Our founding fathers started this country to get away from illegitimate taxation, right? And here she is thinking you can just beg people to come back. It's not happening. This is not even political. This is mathematical.
It's borderline insane. This isn't just about money. It's about control versus freedom. Red states are saying, come here, keep more of what you earn. And blue states are saying, stay here and pay more. And people are making the wise decision to leave. Here's what Dave Portnoy had to say about Kathy Hochul's recent plea. And Hochul's response to him is just ridiculous. Take a listen.
That comment from New York Governor Kathy Hochul proving Democrats are thick-headed and thin-skinned.
Enter Dave Portnoy, who responded on X, quote, "The unbelievable arrogance and hypocrisy of begging millionaires to return to New York, while the new mayor simultaneously says he despises millionaires and supports communism. I wonder why people are flocking to Florida."
That struck a nerve with the governor's office. Her team responding with a reference to Portnoy's dating life. We're not sure how that's relevant, but there's a lesson here. Too often, Democrats have zero tolerance for policy disagreements.
Joining us now is Unleash Prosperity co-founder and America First Policy Institute senior fellow Steve Moore and the Heritage Foundation chief economist E.J. Antoni. Steve, I'll go ahead and start with you. Kathy Hochul going for the low blow there because she's got nothing else to say. She's completely flip-flopped on her policies. She chased people out and said she was happy that they were gone. And now she's saying, oh, no, we need your money. You have to come back. I mean, it is a little bit laughable, especially with Mamdani in office.
Well, that's right, Jackie. And I love this line that she used about these patriotic millionaires. I know that group. They all keep talking about how they want to pay more taxes. But guess what, Jackie? They never do.
Right.
So it's a scam. As you may recall, a couple of years ago, I asked a bunch of them, will you pay more taxes? Oh, no. We want other people to pay taxes. But listen, it's very simple. You guys have been talking for the last hour on the show, appropriately so, about affordability, high prices of everything. If you're sick and tired of high prices, you know what my advice is, Jackie? Move out of blue states, because their cost of living is 20, 30, 40% higher than it is. Why do you think people are moving from New York to Florida?
Yeah.
And hundreds of thousands because of the lower taxes and less regulation.
Exactly, no one. And I mean, no one wants to give more than their fair share of taxes. No one wants to work and give a huge chunk of their hard-earned money to support social service programs, aka free programs. Now let's connect this to the second story, because this one is wild. The Department of Justice just stepped in and basically told Letitia James to back off from people's children, essentially. Letitia James went after a hospital, NYU Langone, for shutting down its transgender youth treatment program. She claimed it was discrimination, but the DOJ stepped in and said, not so fast.
From a legal standpoint, can the Attorney General force a private institution to perform surgeries that they have decided to end?
Now, this is an extraordinary move by James. It's just the latest controversial move that she has made as Attorney General. She's essentially telling these hospitals that if you comply with federal guidelines, I'm going to prosecute you. I'm going to seek a recovery of damages from you, possibly shut you down. She's not clear on how far she would go. But the real irony here is that often you hear this mantra from people like James of we have to follow the science. Well, 40 hospitals have suspended these procedures. The AMA has thrown a flag on this and said that the evidence is not clear that this is beneficial for these minors. The Society of Plastic Surgeons opposes these procedures. And so what James is saying, that even if your hospital reaches the same conclusion that this is harmful and that we should not be doing this, you still have to do it because I'm going to charge you as discriminatory. And Lawrence, got to keep in mind that many of the European countries have also moved in the way of the Trump administration, according to what was called the CASHAPP report, that had raised serious concerns over these procedures in terms of the harm to minors.
The DOJ is making it very clear that federal law does not require hospitals to provide these types of treatments. That medical discretion matters, and they are prepared to defend the hospital in court. Me personally, I do not trust any woman with no biological children of their own, or children at all for that matter, who pushes the alphabet ideology and are willing to allow children to be mutilated or given meds to alter themselves in ways that could be detrimental to them in the future. Like, I wouldn't let Letitia James babysit my dog, let alone my child. There are so many more important causes that she could be fighting for, but she chooses to fight for the mental illness and confusion that comes with this ideology. But here's what one surgeon from NYU Langone had to say. Take a listen.
I can only imagine what the parents were going through. I mean, they're told that their child is going to kill themselves if they don't have these surgeries. You know, they're pressured. And what are you supposed to do? You drop everything to do the right thing for your child. As physicians, we're supposed to follow evidence-based medicine. And so much of the data did not show that what we're doing was the right thing.
You know, Professor, metaphorically, they held these parents at gunpoint and told them they had no option here. Either they followed this gender reassignment surgery or these kids would kill themselves. And I think that has to be studied as well.
Yeah, it's truly horrific with the pressure that is put on these families, often by these doctors, where the families are often not fully aware that the science here is strongly contested on things like the CAS report, on these reports of the AMA and the Society of Plastic Surgeons. That is the science. They're saying that there is not that evidence to support this, but there is evidence it might be harmful. Now, by the way, the basis on which James is proceeding against these hospitals has been rejected by the Supreme Court in a case called Scrimeti involving a Tennessee law that restricted these types of procedures. The Supreme Court said that is not discrimination. So what James is saying here is basically the position of the dissent. The Supreme Court voted 6-3 to reject everything she said in this letter.
So rightfully, we have to ask, is this about healthcare or is it about power? Because when government officials start telling hospitals that you must provide this treatment or else, that is not medicine anymore. It's politics. So we have blue states increasing control, expanding government overreach, and pushing aggressive policies. And at the same time, people are leaving those states. Businesses are leaving, and now institutions are fighting back. There's a subtle shift. People are voting with their feet, and ideology is meeting with reality, and at the end, reality always wins. But I want to hear from you. Do you think blue states are pushing people away? And what do you think about the DOJ stepping in on Letitia James? Let me know your thoughts in the comments, and if you got any value from today's video, please make sure you like, share, and subscribe to support the channel, and ring the bell so you don't miss any future updates. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.